Now, time for some fascinating cultural stories in the news today. A new trend is slowly emerging among young men who say they're attracted to women and other men, but they say they're not gay or even bisexual. According to the popular website, The Good Men Project is one of the stories that's generated the most interest on their site. I bet. The men say they're in a place where somewhere between heterosexuality and bisexuality, but not completely identifying with either side. They call themselves mostly straight. Just fascinating. Rebecca Dana is a senior correspondent for the Daily Beast. She's joining me now. All right, are you buying it? Mostly straight?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's reflective of a larger trend we've seen in culture over the last decade or so, where young people are defining their sexuality a little less rigidly. And I think it's reflective of just how out of touch the Obama administration and other folks are who are so opposed to repealing Don't Ask, Don't Tell right away. I mean, what are we going to have? Don't ask, don't tell me you're a little bit gay?
I like it, because then you got to ask, are you gay? No. Are you bisexual? No. Transgender? No. How about mostly straight but a little gay? I don't know where they fit.
I think it's...
But Rebecca, didn't this used to be called bisexual?
Yeah, I mean, I think there are all different theories about sexuality, and one of them is that it exists on a spectrum. I'm no expert in this, but I think younger and younger people are looking at this and saying, why do I have to say that I'm straight? Why do I have to say even that I'm bisexual, you know, right in the middle of that? Why can't I just be attracted to who I'm attracted to? You
know, I used to claim responsibility for the spectrum theory. I thought I came up with it. Then I found out Professor Kinsey beat me by like 50 years or something, right? But I think it's fairly obvious. But what's interesting is the new trend where now it's 3 to 4% of people now, among the young in Canada and America, saying, hey, you know what, we're mostly straight. So it's another category. It doesn't even include gay or bisexual. So you got another 3 to 4% who say, I'm mainly into chicks, but I'm a little into dudes, right?
I'm not...
So is that a good thing because they're being so honest about it?
Yeah, I'm not sure this is reflective of an actual change in body chemistry among young people. I think it has much more to do with an atmosphere of tolerance that we're seeing more and more as people are more openly gay and younger people can feel more comfortable with what they feel.
All right, that makes sense. Now, another topic. Some college students are finding a new way to help cover the skyrocketing costs of education. They're taking jobs in the sex industry as escorts and strippers. A recent study found that nearly 16.5% of undergraduate students say they would definitely consider working in the sex industry. A whopping 93% said the money would be their main motivation, to which I say, of course! Of course they're doing it for the money. But geez, 16.5%, isn't that gigantic?
Well, I think there are two things going on here. First of all, skyrocketing education costs and the normalization of pornography, and you know, we see people going from porn to very successful mainstream careers. So it's not quite as ostracized as maybe it was 10 or 20 years ago.
Are you saying this is because of Kim Kardashian and Paris Hilton?
Yes, 100%. And I also think that maybe people are just more willing to admit these kind of things now.
Do you think that 16.5% were doing sex industry before, but they just never admitted it?
It's the oldest profession in the world. And it's the oldest way, I guess, to pay off your student loans in the world then also.
Right. I mean, and is that another function that, you know, geez, the school costs so much. If you don't want to be an indentured servant for the next 7, 10, however many years, 20 years, this is the, you know, one of the few ways to pay it off.
Yeah, it certainly pays a lot more than going into the nonprofit sector does these days. Yeah, I mean, people are facing student loans from college of $100,000, $200,000. It's a viable option. It pays a lot of money to get up on that stripper pole.
Okay, that's fascinating. And by the way, it's not just girls, it's girls and guys, okay?
Sure, yeah.
Although the clients tend to be almost all male.
Yes.
Of course. Okay, anyway. So now one more topic. How grateful are you for the things in your life? The answer is important because, as it turns out, giving thanks is not just a good thing to do, it's also good for you. From adults to children, the list of benefits for grateful people is impressive. Take a look at these few examples. Grateful adults earn more money, they sleep better, and even have greater resistance to viral infections, so it helps your health. And kids who feel and act grateful get better grades, set higher goals, and even have fewer tummy aches, according to the study. All right, in my experience, Rebecca, totally true. You know,
absolutely, mine too.
And I think, you know, this is the one thing you really got to teach your kids if you want them to be happier. Do you agree with that?
Well, what the study said also, I don't have kids, I don't know, but what the study said also is that that it's easier for the body to sort of naturally slide into a pessimist state. So it requires more kind of strength of will to have a positive outlook. And I think especially at this time of year when people are feeling the recession, they're feeling the end of the year, the cold weather, the darkness. I think it's nice to be reminded that an attitude of gratitude, let's say, helps you get get through the day.
No, absolutely. And I want to tell the folks at home, look, they did the study where if they ask either adults or kids to tell me something you're grateful for at the end of the day, they had better health. They literally had better health. That's amazing. So something to be thankful for. Okay. Ironic? No, appropriate. All right, Rebecca Dana from the Daily Beast, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, it's great to have you here.